JBN, we keep you informed. 3 teens reportedly held with gun and ammo in separate incidents. Detectives from the Kingston Western Police Division have charged a teenager with illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition following an incident in Arnett Gardens, South St. Andrew on Saturday, May 16. Charged is 18-year-old Raheem Dixon of Rodney Road, Kingston 12. Reports from the Denham Town Police are that about 12:30 a.m., a police team was on foot patrolling the community when Dixon was accosted and searched. A Browning pistol and 7 9mm rounds of ammunition were reportedly taken from him. He was arrested and subsequently charged. Meanwhile, another teenager of a Brooks Level Road, Stony Hill St. Andrew address has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition following the seizure of a handgun and several rounds of ammunition in his community on Friday, May 15. Reports from the Stony Hill Police are that about 5:45 p.m., the teen was searched during a police operation and a 9mm Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine containing 8 9mm rounds of ammunition was reportedly taken from his waistband. He was arrested and subsequently charged after an interview in the presence of his attorney. And the 19-year-old Kemar Thompson of Watson Grove District in St. Catherine has been charged with assault at common law and illegal possession of firearm following an alleged incident in his community on Tuesday, May 12. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that about 7:40 p.m., Thompson was involved in an altercation with a woman during which he allegedly brandished a gun and made threatening comments to her. The woman is reported to have escaped unhurt from the incident and later alerted the police. Thompson was later arrested and was subsequently charged by the police. A date for their appearance in court is being finalized by the police. 14-year-old charged for tuck shop break-in. The Spanish Town Police in St. Catherine have arrested and charged a 14-year-old who allegedly broke into the tuck shop at Homestead Primary School. The accused, who is a former student of the school, allegedly stole an estimated $200,000 worth of items. The matter was reported to the Criminal Investigations Branch and he was charged on May 11. The alleged thief, whose identity has not been revealed because he is a minor, was granted station bail and is scheduled to answer to the charge in June. Reports are that the accused gained entry to the building by cutting a grill to the enclosure. The break-in occurred about 2 weeks ago. Attempts to contact the school's principal, Sophia Dare, were unsuccessful. 3 charged for murder of Westmoreland shopkeeper. The police in Westmoreland say they have charged 3 men in connection with the murder of 50-year-old shopkeeper Keith Kitty Williams of Ricketts Avenue, Savlamar in Westmoreland that occurred on Monday, January 20. Charged with murder are 29-year-old Ricardo Griffiths, otherwise called Tash Wayne, 21-year-old Tommy McFarlane of Ricketts Avenue, Savlamar in Westmoreland, and Ricky Banton, 18, a mechanic of Poppy Street, Georges Plain in Westmoreland. The 3 were arrested and charged on Friday, May 15. Reports are that about 7:15 p.m., citizens heard explosions coming from Williams's business establishment and summoned the police. A police team responded and found Williams in a shop in a pool of blood. Their court dates are being finalized. Man charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Detectives from the Maitland Police Division have charged 30-year-old Robert Johnson, otherwise called Shibby, of Midway Avenue, Maple, Clarendon, with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition on Thursday, May 14. Johnson was arrested and later charged after a report was made to the police that about 7:50 p.m. on Tuesday, April 21, he opened gunfire at a man who was parked along the roadway in 7th Heights, Maple, Clarendon. His court date will be announced soon. Jodian's mom says remarks of medics in background on phone call sickens her. There's a surprising revelation as investigations continue into the controversial death of Jodian Farron. According to information received, nearly 24 hours before the first-time mother died of apparent heart failure, a senior official at Andrews Memorial Hospital had reached out to a senior official in the Ministry of Health and Wellness for help in resolving issues related to her transfer to a public healthcare facility. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dunstan Bryan, yesterday confirmed that amid the crisis they were in, the management of Andrews Memorial had telephoned him about 11:30 p.m. on April 23 to see if he could facilitate their engagement with the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. He acknowledged that the late-night call was related to the transfer of the patient because of the issues Andrews Memorial was faced with, but declined to go into details of the talks, citing the ongoing criminal and administrative probes into the matter. Because of the challenges that were being faced by the hospital and their inability to manage the patient, and their request for the support of the government to transfer the patient to a public facility, Bryan said, in explaining why the hospital had reached out to him. However, the permanent secretary insisted that his intervention was limited to Victoria Jubilee and advised to a senior medical officer SMO there to follow the protocols for the transfer of patients. The SMO said he would have dealt with the matter, and you now know from the outcome in the public domain, the hospital did not have the ability to receive the patient. As per protocol, contact was made with Spanish Town Hospital, Bryan disclosed, while making it clear that he played no role in Jordan's transfer to the Spanish Town Hospital. At the same time, the health official denied reports that he was asked to facilitate Jordan's transfer to the University Hospital of the West Indies, amid claims the hospital had refused to accept her. I have no authority to give instructions to them administratively. Further, I have no authority to give clinical instruction. I can only provide facilitation, the permanent secretary explained. So when I was contacted by Andrews Memorial, it was to facilitate the transfer of the patient to the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. I specifically told the management at Andrews that I would speak to the hospital management, and based on that, the hospital management would work with their clinical team to see what would happen, Bryan insisted. Pressed on the issue, Bryan said he did not know why his interaction with Andrews Memorial would need to be made public. I am an administrator. This is a clinical matter, but if it needs to be made public, go right ahead, he said. When contacted, Caroline Hay, attorney for Andrews Memorial, declined to discuss the issues raised in the telephone conversation between her client and the permanent secretary because of the ongoing investigations, but said the management of the hospital was willing to speak publicly on the incident and has something very important to say. She also gave the assurance that Andrews Memorial is cooperating with anybody who has the authority to ask questions, and we want to see the natural outcome of reasonable and prudent investigations. They are following my advice. I am accepting responsibility for why they are not speaking because I'm telling them that they are in the middle of investigations from every corner, Hay said. Jordan was admitted to the privately owned Andrews Memorial on April 23 for delivery. According to reports, a decision was taken for her to be transported to a public hospital after it was perceived that she was displaying symptoms of the dreaded coronavirus. She reportedly died on the floor in an intensive care unit at the University Hospital shortly after 10 p.m. on April 24. This was nearly 6 hours after she gave birth to daughter Peyton Grace. The 23-year-old was admitted to the private-operated Andrews Memorial for delivery. Jordan's heartbroken mother, Portia Green Orton, appeared surprised by the latest information. "I've never heard that before," she said, during an interview on Friday. Green Orton disclosed that she was on the phone with her other daughter, Shanice, who was with Jordan at Andrews Memorial on April 23. She said she overheard some of the stuff that was being said in the background by medical personnel who were denying my daughter of care. Green Orton declined to divulge what she overheard, but was adamant there was discrimination because of her daughter's perceived COVID-19 status. "It sickens me to my stomach. It's terrible, and I must tell you that these are some of the things that resonate with me." According to her account, Jordan was placed in isolation, and that drove her into a panic attack that had her hyperventilating. It was the treatment, the behavior of the medical personnel that scared her, because by now she didn't know what was going to happen to her. "I was on the other end of the phone screaming for somebody to listen," she said. Green Orton said she and her late daughter were best friends and recounted how they would chat on the phone several times every day. It was her first pregnancy, and she would talk to me about every little feeling. The mother of two also recalled a conversation she had with Jodian a week before she died. She said, "Mommy, you know me think Peyton Grace is going to be a doctor," Green Orton said. She believes a lasting tribute to Jodian would be a new legislation that protects other women from meeting a similar fate as her daughter. "I am on a quest for justice, and with justice comes the truth. What I would love to see is that there's a law in place that would protect women, young women like Jodian," Green Orton said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.